William Wordsworth, 1770–1850. William Wordsworth, Life, Works, and Legacy. William Wordsworth, 1770–1850, stands as one of the most influential figures in English literature, especially in the Romantic movement, which celebrated nature, emotion, and the dignity of the ordinary human experience. Through his poetry, he sought to reveal the spiritual and moral significance of the natural world, shaping a new way of thinking about both poetry and life. Early life and education. William Wordsworth was born on April 7, 1770, in the picturesque town of Cockermouth, in the Lake District of northwestern England. He was the second of 5 children born to John Wordsworth, a legal agent for Sir James Lowther, and his wife, Anne Cookson Wordsworth. His early childhood was marked by freedom and exposure to nature, which would deeply influence his later poetry. At the age of 8, tragedy struck when Wordsworth's mother died. This loss was followed by his father's death 5 years later, leaving the children orphaned. William was sent to Hawkshead Grammar School, where he not only received a strong academic foundation but also developed a love for reading and writing poetry. His school years were spent in close contact with the countryside, fostering his deep appreciation for the beauty of nature. In 1787, Wordsworth entered St. John's College, Cambridge. Although he was not considered an outstanding scholar, he absorbed the intellectual climate of the time. His studies were briefly interrupted by a trip to France in 1790, during which he became fascinated by the ideals of the French Revolution: liberty, equality, and fraternity. The French Revolution and early works. Wordsworth's time in France left a deep impression on him. He developed a romantic relationship with Annette Vallon, with whom he had a daughter, Caroline, in 1792. However, political tensions between Britain and France, and his own financial difficulties, forced him to return to England, leaving behind his partner and child. This separation weighed heavily on him for years. In the early 1790s, Wordsworth struggled financially and emotionally, but during this period he began to form his poetic voice. His early works include An Evening Walk and Descriptive Sketches, 1793, which hinted at his love for landscape and human simplicity. Collaboration with Coleridge and the birth of Romanticism. A turning point in Wordsworth's career came in 1795 when he received a legacy from a friend that allowed him to pursue poetry full-time. That same year, he met Samuel Taylor Coleridge, a friendship that would prove pivotal. Together, they produced the groundbreaking collection, Lyrical Ballads, 1798. This work is often seen as the formal beginning of English Romanticism. Wordsworth contributed many of the poems, including Tintern Abbey, and penned the famous preface, in later editions, which served as a manifesto for Romantic poetry. He argued that poetry should be written in the language really used by men, and focus on ordinary subjects, capturing the beauty of nature and the depth of human emotions. Later career and recognition. Wordsworth's poetic style evolved over the years. His earlier work was filled with revolutionary zeal and youthful passion, but as he matured, his tone became more reflective and conservative, focusing on moral and spiritual themes. This shift mirrored his own changing political views, as he moved away from the radicalism of his youth toward a more traditional outlook. In 1813, Wordsworth accepted the position of distributor of stamps for Westmoreland, which provided financial stability. His long-gestating autobiographical poem, The Prelude, was completed in 1805 but published posthumously in 1850. The work traced the development of his poetic mind and is considered one of his greatest achievements. In 1843, Wordsworth was appointed Poet Laureate of the United Kingdom, an honor that recognized his contribution to English literature. By this time, he was widely respected as the leading poet of his generation. Death and legacy. William Wordsworth died on April 23, 1850, at the age of 80, in Rydal Mount, his home in the Lake District. He was buried in the churchyard of St. Oswald's Church in Grasmere, a resting place that continues to attract literary pilgrims. Wordsworth's legacy lies in his transformation of English poetry. He shifted the focus from the grand and the heroic to the humble and the everyday, showing that the simplest moments, a walk in the countryside, a field of flowers, a child's laughter, could contain profound truths. His belief that nature could heal the human spirit and connect people to something greater remains deeply influential. Conclusion. William Wordsworth's life was shaped by personal loss, deep friendships, and an enduring relationship with the natural world. Through works such as Lyrical Ballads, The Prelude, and countless shorter poems, he redefined poetry's purpose and style. More than 150 years after his death, his vision, that poetry should speak to ordinary people in their language and celebrate the beauty of life's simplest experiences, continues to inspire readers worldwide. Thank you for watching.